Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are around the world. It's Wei T. Lightheart for the Prosperity and Health Alliance, coming at you live from Bali, Indonesia. I'm at the Hubud Center co-working space here in Bali, Indonesia. And wherever you are, I'm happy to connect with you. We just had a little piece of technical difficulty, but we're back in track. We're going to start the webinar all over again and redo it again. Sometimes you just have to redo things. So today's webinar is we're going to talk about the one thing, and for those who were on a little bit ago, we'll just go through a couple things first. The one thing for success in your business. And this is so simple, it's so easy, it's so effective, and if more people would do this, more people would experience success in the business. A lot of people kind of outthink themselves. They try to complicate the business. And when you first start out, there's a couple things that you need to do. There's actually only one thing that you need to do in order to be successful. You can build a six-figure income. Bobby Gridelli built a multiple six-figure income doing this. Danny D. McCauley has built a multi-million-dollar business doing this and teaching people to do this. It's so simple. And a lot of people, when they start out, they want to, I don't know how to present, I don't know how to invite, I don't know how to do these things. Here's what you need to do. You need to deliver water. That's it. Just deliver water. Go out and start delivering water as many people as possible. Go out and get all the bottles that you can. Get all those big 4-liter or 1-gallon jugs of water and get as many people on the water as possible. If you can get 20, 30, 40, 50 people on the water, believe me, you are going to have a business. Does it take work? Yes. Do you have to drive around and do this? Yes. But here's the thing. It builds a story, and you want to build a story about your business. This takes very little skills. It just takes a commitment to help people get better hydrated through Kangen water. And the bottom line is you can do all the demonstrations in the world, you can do all the science in the world, you can do all the references in the world, you can do all the celebrity endorsements in the world. But at the end of the day, people aren't going to believe you until they've had the experience on the water. And there's a percentage of people who are going to have a life-changing experience on the water. And those people are going to become your raving fans. And those people are going to tell 10, 15, 20, 30 people. Now, in order for you to get to those people, you have to deliver to as many people on your list as possible. It's just that simple. People go, wait, I don't want to. No, just do it. And don't prejudge. Don't prejudge of who you're going to do. So here's what you need to do. Right off the bat, start today. Go to your cell phone. Go to your cell phone. There's this little thing right here. Put every person on that list. And every person that's within within driving distance, 20-mile radius, whatever that is for you. Put them on the list and start calling and saying, hey, you know what? I've got this amazing new water business. It's called Kangen Water. You got to get on this stuff. When can I come over and bring you some of this stuff? It's amazing. They go, well, I don't know. Trust me. Just be clear that you are here to help people. Now get out of your head. And this is an important part. Don't be in your head, be in your heart, and realize that people don't know that they're dehydrated. People don't know that they're acidic. People don't know that this water can make them feel better. It can make them healthier. People don't know that it has antioxidants. But in order for them to experience the benefits, they don't care about the technical side. They don't care about the features. They don't care about the ionization and the microcluster. And there's some percentage, a small percentage, but what they care about is, do they feel better? Do they have more energy? Do their aches and pains go away? Does their digestion work better? Does their brain work better? Do their memory work better? Is their skin nicer? These are the things they want to do. And you don't know what those things are. You might not know what they're suffering from. You might not know what their family members are suffering from. But when you do deliveries, not only do you get to that person, you get to every person in the house. You get to 3, 4, 5 people in that house, or 2 people, or whoever many people are there. And that means there's more people on the water. So what you need to do is you need to have a list so that you've got at least 20, 30, 40 people, 50 people even, a week on the water. And you go, wait, how do I do that? Really simple. You go through your phone, you make a list, and you start calling people and saying, hey, I got this great new water. I'm going to give you a free trial. When can I come over? End of story. They go, I don't know. I said, this isn't an option. You need to be on this. I'll explain it later. Let me come over. Just like that. And so you need to get 100% focused on why this is important. And it needs to be an emotional reason. It needs to be in your heart, not in your head. Not like, oh, I'm going to make a bunch of money. Oh, I'm going to build a bunch of business. Oh, I'm going to get a bunch of distributors. No, get that stuff out of your head. That'll all happen. Get into service and your life will change. Open your heart up and go for it. And anybody can do this. You do not need to be a great presenter. You do not need to be a great inviter. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need to move the thing forward and decide that no matter what, you're going to deliver water. Colonel Sanders changed the world of food by deciding that everybody needed his chicken recipe, and he went through 1,009 no's before he got his first yes. Now think how many Kentucky Fried Chickens are around the world today. Would you quit at 200 or 300 or 400? JD Pacifico, who has 85% of North America under him, he did 56 demonstrations before a person bought a machine. 56 demonstrations, didn't quit. But his wife had had a life-changing experience. And so he was determined, he was clear that people could benefit from this. Okay, Bobby Gridelli didn't even have a home for 2 years. He just went around and toured every single day and showed people the video and made water each time he opened the video and kept going this and over and over and over and over again and built a massive empire. Danny DeMacaulay has made millions of dollars delivering water and teaching it. So you can do it too. And you can help a lot of people. Now, there's a couple things that you need to do in order to make this work for you, and that is set delivery times. So in order to streamline the system, and you'll get better at this as you go along, is set the expectations. When you're going to deliver, how much you're going to deliver, who you're going to deliver it for, how long you're going to deliver water. Is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? Okay, I think 3 weeks is long enough for people to make a decision. Say, hey, look, I'm willing to deliver you water for this amount. You might set an expense saying, hey, it's $20 a week. I'm going to put you on this water trial, right? $20 a week, and that just covers my gas. I'm going to deliver, they set the bottles, bring all this sort of stuff, do the demonstration, do little mini demonstrations, show videos each time, ask questions. How are they feeling? Are they drinking the water? Make sure they're drinking a gallon a day, all that sort of stuff. Start doing that and telling the story and sharing the story. You can share the story on your social media. You can share the story on your videos. You can share the story when you're talking to people. And then you're going to get stories of other people as you're going around. Say, hey, I met Bob and Mary, and they didn't know about this water. I put them on Bob. Bob's down 20 pounds. Or here's Mary. She had an arthritic condition, and she was on the water for 10 days, and all of a sudden it's gone. Or someone else had bad skin. And you can start telling these stories because you've got enough people and their personal stories, and you're seeing those stories. And then what that does is this anchors the experience. And then now you have a story, just like Colonel Sanders, of how you're going around and you're delivering water. Now you set the delivery times. You say, okay, I'm going to deliver on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, or Tuesday and Thursdays and Saturdays. And I'm going to come by at this time or whatever. Sometimes you might just do a drop-off if they're not there. If they're not going to be home, just drop off the water. Let them pick it up. And build that relationship. Ask questions when you see people. How are you doing? You know, all that sort of stuff. Are you using the 11.5? Let me show you how that is. Look how the water emulsifies. Did you know we have financing? Ask these questions to see where people are at. Do you see yourself owning a machine? Which machine do you see fitting for you? These are questions you can start asking and see where your prospects are over time. Now, here's where people go wrong. You've got to be consistent. People love consistency, and consistency works with persistency or persistence. And what it is set the times, just like you were going to your job. You know, if you got a job and you got to be there at 9 o'clock every day, are you there at 9 o'clock every day? Of course you are. Make your water business like that. If you say you're going to do deliveries on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, or Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, do it. That's it. Whatever that standard is, be consistent and let people see that you're consistent. You know, there's a lot of people today that they're dropping the ball. They're making commitments and not living up to it. When you establish that you are a consistent person and you are there to help them and you are there to be there on time and be, you know, just like, you know, as they say, the mailman delivering every single day, all of a sudden you create a personal level of an auric field. And you know what? People say, hey, you know what? Kim, she shows up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and delivers us water. She shows up Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Or Krill is there every single week delivering. Consistency is powerful. It changes everything. So you need to commit to your delivery times, your business, and the people that you have on that water for the time frame. Don't commit forever. Don't run yourself into the ground. But say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do it. And then do it. And then you can set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about it. You know that Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And some people who want to go with this, they want to deliver water every day. You can do that. It depends how fast you want to build this business. How committed are you to building that? six-figure income for yourself. I don't know of an easier way to build a six-figure income than this business. It's super simple, it's super easy, and it helps people. Then what's going to happen is if you do this for a long enough time, and that might be 6 months, it might be 12 months, it might be whatever, there's going to be other people that are going to want to do this too. And what you need to do is you need to teach others to do the same. Now, during this time, I will encourage you to go through and start learning all the skills that we talk about in the Prosperity and Health Alliance, how to invite, how to close, how to present, all those things. But in the meantime, just start people delivering water. Help them make a list, show them what you're doing, and repeat. And believe me, if you get 10 people out there delivering water to 20 or 30 or 40 people, that means you're exposing your business to 200, 300, 400 families every single week. This is where the power of the business starts to happen. And if you get all in your head and you start thinking of these things or starting strategies, this is where people get lost. Everybody can do this. But it's the difference from going from your head, you got to drop into your heart. Now, there are going to be obstacles. I want to prepare you for when you go through these. Look, there are going to be obstacles. This is simple, but it's not necessarily easy, okay? Especially when you first start out and you're going to experience some obstacles. So here's why people fail in doing this. The first reason, they just don't ask enough people. They just don't get the courage to ask enough people. And this is where you've got to change your own story, and you got to change this to a mission. When you make the water a mission, now it's different. It's not about you. It's not about your goals. It's about helping people receive their goals, help people experience the benefit of the water, help sharing the water with true compassion, seeing that people are suffering and that you're here to help even if they don't know that. And that doesn't mean you go out in there and take abuse from people, but the bottom line is if you open with your heart and you lead with the idea that you're going to help people, it's easy to ask people. If you're thinking about your own self and how you're going to make business or how you're going to do this, or are you stupid, or am I going to present wrong, or I'm going to say something wrong, you're done. Okay, so you need to get out of your head. Next thing, here's where people really mess up. They're not prepared. They don't have bottles. They don't have a video presentation, and they don't have tools. I can't tell you. I know people who have been in this business for 5 years. They don't have bottles. They don't have a video presentation on a computer or a book or something like that. They don't have the tools to hook up the machine. They're not prepared. So you need to spend a little bit of time, and you need to get the bottles in your area. You need to get a video presentation, whether it's on an iPhone, whether it's on a computer, whether it's on an iPad, or one of those books. Just get it, whatever form that you want to present in, one-on-one, get it. Establish that, and establish the bottles that you can deliver. And whatever tools you need, know how to hook up a machine, right? Know how to get the order forms for people when they're ready to order. Have them ready. These are the things that you need to have, the tools. No plumber's going to get started without plumbing tools. No carpenter's going to not have a hammer, nails, and a tape measure. No computer programmer is not going to have a computer. You're in the water business, so you need to have the tools to have your business work. Third thing that really kills people in this thing is they're inconsistent. They do it 1 week and then they quit the next, and they're back again 3 weeks later, and they said they're going to deliver stuff and they don't show up, or they don't follow up, or they're not consistent. Look, commit to what you can commit to and stay consistent to it. Got to be consistent. People love consistency, and consistency overcomes a lot of obstacles. Okay? Fourth, they don't ask for the order. They don't ask people, hey, where are you at? Are you interested in buying one of these machines? Can I show you how you can get one of these machines for $50 a month? Can I show you how you can actually reduce your taxes with one of these machines? Can I show you the tax incentives of owning and operating your own business? Are you interested in making some extra money? Do you know some other people that have some water? Would you like to get a machine today? Ask for orders. Ask for questions. Ask for things. Okay? And what's the number one thing that stops people? Pride. What is pride? It's kind of weird. Pride is your story. Pride is the story that you've been carrying as to why you can't be successful in this business. And that comes up as, oh, people don't get it. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not a people person. I live in a small town. I live in a big town. I don't know enough people. I don't have a car. I don't have, whatever that is. At the core of it, there's pride. And what I mean by that is you're attached to your story of why you can't be successful, as opposed to being attached to the story of why you can. And believe me, you need to get an inside job on this. And you can't rationalize this one. It's got to be emotional. You've got to make this business emotional.
Getting a little garble on your end, Wade. I'm not sure what it is, but it just sounded really garbly here. Just wanted to let
Can you hear me now?
A little better. I'm still getting kind of a little like a buzz the minute you started speaking there. Try
Is that any better?
Much better. Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you. Keep going. All right.
Thanks. So you got to get over your story, whatever that story is. And so each and every day, you can start writing a 5-minute journal about what you're grateful for, why you're grateful for the business, why you're grateful for your ability to help others and to service people. And write it down in the morning and write it down again at night and start going through that. And if you get into the attitude of gratitude and you start seeing the opportunity that you have and how amazing the water is and how thankful you are for the water and how you want to spread that with other people, it becomes an inside job where you start changing your story. So the question comes down to this. Are you willing to be of service? That's really what this comes down to. Are you willing to be of service? Now, our company tagline is change your water, change your life, spreading true health with true compassion. What does that mean? It means that you're not thinking with your head. Mr. Oshiro is not thinking with his head with this business. He's leading with his heart. And that's the power of the business. And you know, you have a company that has offices all around the world, 37 offices in 22 different countries. We can literally sell this water just virtually everywhere. And the bottom line is, all you need to do is get as many people on the water as possible. So make your list, set delivery times, be consistent, be persistent, and get 20, 30, 40 people on the water every single week. Have your tools ready and start asking questions as you deliver. It's really that simple. This is the one thing. People are going, Wade, what is the one thing I need to do? I need to get as many people on the water as possible. And in order to do that, I need to get out of my head. I need to get into my heart. And I need to share with compassion. That's what's going to make your difference. And here's the thing. There is not anybody in the world that can't do this. Nobody. You can do this. And you got to make sure that you let yourself know that and start building that story of service and recognizes, you know, not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody's going to buy machines. But the bottom line is, if you're willing to be of service, you will be successful. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to take some questions, because inadvertently, there's all kinds of questions about the business, and there's all kinds of things that come up. And that doesn't mean you don't learn the skills. You've got to learn the skills as you go, but get out there and get action going, get things moving, get some momentum in your business, and you'll be surprised at what starts to happen. So we've got a bunch of people online, so what we're going to do is you can just type your questions in.
I have something to add for you, Wade.
Sure.
I love what you said. Everything that you said tonight was phenomenal. And I took all of your advice. I started delivering water. Since July, I've done 38 sales delivering water. Tuesday, Thursday, I picked the dates. I started doing it. Is it a pain in my rear end? At first I thought yes, and now I know no, because it has catapulted my business to very few sales before I become a 5A. But I think what's important is giving yourself permission to actually do the work that it takes. I think that we let a lot of naysayers disappoint us in our goal and in our achievements and what we want to accomplish, because maybe they don't believe, from whatever story they have, that this is not possible. And you have to eliminate other people's stories and get your own story and go with it, because delivering water has changed my business. And I just wanted to add that for you.
Yeah, I think it's really important, and I've seen this over and over and over. I've seen, thank you for sharing that, Kim, because it's true, because This is what starts bringing, you see, what a lot of people don't know is when we started the Enagic business, we had no, way back 10 years ago when I got involved, and there's a couple people that got involved, 2 years before, something like that, here in North America. There was no tools, there was no brochures, there was no videos, there was no website, there was nothing. We had nothing. The only thing that we could do is deliver water. And most of the top people at this business, you know, Romy Verdera and all those guys and Cynthia and all that, that's what everybody was doing. That's what everybody was, that's all we had to do. We'd go went around and delivered water. And Bobby Gridelli had a CD made from George Gassich, and that thing was burned and used by literally thousands of distributors. He did a great presentation, and there's power in it. And what happens is you start connecting with people and you start hearing their stories, and then all of a sudden that gets incorporated into your own story. So great stuff. If you want to get momentum in your business, go out and start delivering water. Okay, tap water has a TDS of 1,500. How do I handle it? Get a filter that can reduce that a level. I think the dissolved solids, I think what people have to recognize is that the Kangen water machine is not a filter. It has a filter on it. It's an ionizer, but the quality of the source water is going to determine the outcome. And it's a really important part to answer that in your mind and in your head of what Kangen does and what Kangen doesn't do. And so what you have to realize is we're not in the filter business, we're in the ionization business. Now that doesn't mean that if you're in an area that has certain issues, for example, if you have fluoride in the water, if you have a lot of dissolved salts in the water, if you have some other agent in the water that the Kangen machine doesn't handle, you've got to figure out with that local community or that local environment how to solve the water before it goes into the ionizer. Okay, so you need to manage your expectations and recognize that the quality of the water going in is going to determine the quality going out. I'll give you a story. There's a guy down in Encinitas, California in my business that had some of the worst, it's some of the most horrible city water that you've ever imagined. It was just awful. And what he did is he put this is in his little store called Ecotopia. If you go to Encinitas, California, you can stop in there and try this water. It's amazing. He took the worst water and he put an RO machine on it, and then he put a mineralizer on it, and then he put a finisher on it, and then he put the ionization machine on it. And I can tell you the water that comes out of that tap is unbelievably good. It is really, really good. But that's what he needed to get his water into the shape that would make a great ionization. And the ionization gives you unlimited antioxidants. It also gives us a low water pressure that allows absorbability to hydrate your body better. And that's what the ionization side of things does. So if you have a high total dissolved salts, get the right filters, get the right things to reduce that before it goes into your Kangen machine. Yeah, Highway, there's a lot of noise in the background. Yeah, I'm working in an outdoor environment here in Bali, so apologies, Rashek. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. We're traveling on the world. Great talk. Thanks for dealing with it. Yeah, you know, here's the thing, guys. It's all about action over perfection. I've made every single mistake that you could make in this business. I've had demos blow up. I've had people not show up. I've said the wrong things. I've done the wrong things. You know, I've just made every mistake that you could, and you will too. And be okay with it. It's just part of the learning experience. It's part of the journey. It's action over perfection. Okay? So make sure that is. Do you know the tax benefits for business also works in Australia? Yeah, so Hayden, what you want to do is you want to go to a tax accountant or a tax specialist, and you want to look at the benefits, and I'm not here to give tax advice. You want to look at getting someone on your team that is able to demonstrate the tax incentives for owning and operating your own business. Now, I'm not particular know all the particulars about Australia, but what I can say is this, is most countries have a tax code where there is a benefit to, you can get tax incentives for owning your machine, maybe your car, some of your costs of a home office. There's a lot of different tax incentives that you can get with Kangen water business. So find a tax person and put this person on your team and use them as a resource so that you are aware of all the tax incentives. And what most people have found that in most countries, the tax incentives for owning and operating a Kangen business actually more than pay for the machine. So I do know that Australia is a high tax jurisdiction, much like Canada, and there is a good possibility that you just get the right tax accountant.
In the U.S., you want to
So
look for a certified public accountant. It's a CPA. That can help you more than a bookkeeper or just somebody who is managing your books. You want to find yourself a CPA, certified public accountant. Just wanted to add that for you, Wade.
thank you very much. So what is a good TDS limit? That's a good question. It depends because, for example, TDS is going to vary in various places. My suggestion for you is to talk with a water expert in your area and test it. I have had really high TDS if it's good minerals, and I've had low TDSs. So and TDS means total dissolved salts. For example, I've used a lot of different well waters, and the well water in some places has a high amount of minerals in it and makes like ORPs of 800 to 1,000, and the water tastes amazing. I've had other people that had a low TDS amount, but it just had the wrong dissolved salts and the water tasted horrible, didn't make a great thing. So this is one of those ones where I think that you've got to experiment and get to learn things. Again, try it, reduce it, talk to people in your area, and find out what those dissolved salts are. If it's things like calcium and magnesium, you're probably in pretty good shape. If it's other things, it might not be so good. So it's not just the total dissolved salts, it's the kind of dissolved salts that are inside of it. So I'm sorry that sounds a little bit ambiguous, Sunita, but it's one of those things that you've got to kind of learn and play by ear. So do we have any other questions here? Got a lot of people on the call. I say hi to everybody. How you guys all doing? Great to have you on board. I just feel so grateful to have everybody here on the Prosperity Health Alliance. Of course, we do this every week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and I guess that's 9 a.m. here in Bali. So I don't think we have any more questions. It's 9:40, my time, 40 minutes in. I'm sorry about the little mess up we had at the first. What we're going to do is we're going to wrap it up for today. We'll see you back here, I guess, next week, same time, same station. I got a special presentation for you next week. I'm really excited about it next week. Looking forward to this one. It's based on a new book that I'm studying right now, and I think it's something that you don't want to miss. So with that, I want to thank everybody for joining us at the Prosperity Health Alliance. Be sure to start going out there and delivering more water. Make a commitment to yourself. Get 10, 20, 30 people next week on the water and start seeing how your business will grow. It's simple. It's not easy, but it works. So thanks so much. I'm Wade T. Lighter, Prosperity Alliance. We'll see you again soon.